Really excited for my next guest. He is the executive director and CEO of, this is the largest film festival in New England, and it's coming up in August. Come on out.
Oh,
this
thank you.
is George Marshall. Thank
Hi.
you so much for being here.
Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So, you're from the Rhode Island International Film Festival, the Flickers Film Festival. It is the 21st season.
Yes.
And it's coming up in August. How did this festival initially get started here in Rhode Island?
Well, you have to look at the backstory of the organization that created it, which is now in its 35th year. And that organization is called Flickers, the Newport Film and Video Society. That's how we started. And this it's a long gestation. I was my running gag is I was 6'2", blonde hair, blue eyes when we started it, and I've been doing it for so long. What you see in front of you is what happened. But the festival is an offshoot of Flickers, and we've been producing it since 1997. And in 1998, what put us on the map was we worked with the Farrelly brothers and hosted the world premiere of There's Something About Mary.
It's amazing.
And so that was up in Woonsocket at the Stadium Theater before it was restored, and we had our party here at the Biltmore and the ballroom. So that kind of jump-started a lot of stuff for us. And then we found, initially everybody wanted to contact the Farrellys, who are our honorary chair people at the time, and sending comedy scripts. We also found we had a lot of international folks that were interested in what we were doing, specifically the province of Quebec, because where we were in Woonsocket at the time, we had the Franco-American connection. And so we started getting a lot of entries from Canada, and then started going from Europe. Our first call for entries yielded more than 300 entries. The second year it tripled, and now this year it was about 6,200 entries worldwide.
That is a lot of films to sort through.
Oh, yeah. And we've been doing it for months. The call for entries actually opened August 22nd of 2016. So immediately after the festival, we start calling for the next round.
Next year, yeah.
And then we have screenplays as well. We had about 300 plus screenplays entered this year. And those will be announced in October because we found we just couldn't do dual duty of reading screenplays and watching movies. But we have actually a slew of adjudicators across the globe, including former filmmakers, who help us get through this, and they score everything. It's a thumbs up, thumbs down, and comments.
Yeah, I was going to say, with over 6,000 entries, how do you decide which films get in, which ones don't? Do you have an allotted amount of films, or do you kind of create that per year that you have a particular, like a lot of great animation and you know?
Good question, and that's absolutely true. The latter is what we do.
Okay.
We use models from previous years, but every year we don't know what we're getting. So yeah, I mean, we could get a lot of animation. And because of our qualifying status with the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, we have the 3 categories that the Academy allows for nominations.
And so just to clarify, that's a really important fact that is very, very important about this particular festival. It is one of only 6 festivals that qualifies for the Academy Award qualifier for 3 categories: action, animation, and documentary short, which means that within this festival, these particular categories of films could be nominated for an Academy Award.
And they have been in the past.
Which is incredible.
It is incredible. And when you say 6 also counts the fact that we're a BAFTA, British Academy qualifier, plus the Canadian Screen. And BAFTA has only a handful of festivals in this country, in this continent, that actually are qualifiers. And that's where the number goes down to 6.
Right.
And it's amazing to us in terms of the folks that have reached out to us. And last year we had something like 95 world premieres, and I got the number yesterday from what the filmmakers told us. And I personally didn't believe it because it was over 100.
Wow.
Now, when we talk 6,000, I want to qualify. We get films in competition and films out of competition. So we'll get work from film schools. Like I just got the complete catalog from University of Southern California. Chapman University will send us stuff. Savannah College of Arts will send us stuff. New Zealand Film Commission will send us stuff. The London Film School will send us stuff. There's a German animation school that will send us stuff. So we'll get full packages from all these distributors, and that's where you rack up with the out-of-competition films. So in competition is a little more than 3,000, and then the rest of it comes from the distributors. So every year we get a lot of stuff that we just don't have the space to use. And we are very much into discovering new voices. So those are our secondary leads in terms of what we would actually use when it comes from places that already have the films in distribution. And our goal is, frankly, twofold. One, to link up our local artists here with the international artists. And it just wouldn't work the same way if we had stuff that was coming out of a major distributor and we're showing the next Iron Man. It's just not who we are. I mean, yeah, we'll do it off season, but we won't do it during the main festival. We give people new choices that they couldn't find the films elsewhere.
That's great. And that's even more incentive to go check it out because...
Oh, you're going to discover some great stuff. I mean, we've got a fair number of stars connected, and I'll drop a couple names, but not too many.
We like name dropping around here.
Name dropping's good. Yeah. Well, last year we were introduced to actress Karen Allen, who actually lives in the Berkshires, and I can say that because she has a shop in the Berkshires, a dress shop and a fabric shop.
Oh, cool.
But very, very nice individual. We had a feature film that she shot in the Cape, and she came and did a Q&A with us. And she has now her directorial debut of a short film based on a Carson McCullers novel. So she'll be coming back here during the festival, and she'll be doing a Q&A for the audience. She's a really nice human being. And we have that. Plus we have a slew of other folks coming in, including, let's see, I'll drop the name, Lorraine Nicholson. May not mean anything, Jack Nicholson's daughter.
Okay.
Her connection here, Brown University.
Very cool.
We have a lot of folks that went to the schools here. So PC, Brown, URI. Folks that have graduated have come back and brought work to us because when they were students, they went to the festival.
Right.
And it's kind of nice to see that growth. I mean, what we do as an organization, we start with young kids. We just finished our kids filmmaking camp, 19 years of that, had 63 kids at the University of Rhode Island campus. And for 1 week, they wrote and acted in and shot films. And then next week, we'll be doing editing sessions with a handful of the kids. We have a discovery portal in our office up at the Vets, and we will work with them to edit the films. We do a red carpet premiere for them and their families. During the festival, it's a Saturday morning program, all free. And last year we had something like 250 people attend that.
Wow.
So it's cool. They get to see their work, and we give them a DVD, and or we actually have it online for them on our Vimeo feed so they can download it themselves.
What are the age groups?
Well, this year we dropped the age, not by design, but we had some kids in there, 7 to 17.
7?
7. And I'll tell you,
What?
those kids scare me. Because they know more than I know on some of their stuff. They're visually oriented. They were amazing.
Wow.
And it's just when you see the work and you hear the creativity, it's so inspiring. And the University of Rhode Island and the Harrington School of Communication and Media they've been great sponsors for us.
Wow.
So and we, as I said, 19 years, and we're actually planning next year. So I'm really happy with that. Yeah.
That's amazing. So this year's film festival is offering a lot of really new and interesting events.
Right.
Over 280 films and events featured this year, and some of them include some really cool things like a Providence backlot walking tour.
That's right.
We have some acting for camera workshops. We have sort of meet and greets, future filmmaking symposium. Talk to us a little bit about these events. And
we tried to build things to make it interesting for filmmakers when they come here. I mean, last year we had over 260 filmmakers register with us, and that's from across the globe. We had more than 2,000 room nights filled in the city of Providence.
Wow.
So we work very closely with economic development and the Providence CVB. We never thought we'd be doing that, but that's how it's evolved. And even with some travel restrictions and stuff like that, we have found that people have already pre-booked. So the hotel's been great to work with, and we've had some lovely host experiences from giving us lodging for folks like Karen Allen will get lodging when she comes here, to parties on the Providence G's rooftop, and down the line. So we have something to keep the filmmakers occupied every day. The Backlot Walking Tour is with the Rhode Island Historical Society, and the idea is to discover where you can shoot your movie, because Providence here, where we are right now, where the studio is, could look like a New York street.
Absolutely.
Easily.
Yeah.
And, so if you start thinking about what you can make this place look like, and
almost like location scouting, sort of far in advance,
yeah. And we work
giving people some ideas.
And we work really closely with my buddy Stephen Feinberg from the Rhode Island Film and Television office. He's such a great guy. He's a real asset to this state. I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
And he just is such a film buff. So, I mean, with us, Stephen actually, this is not off record because I'm saying this, Stephen actually watches our films in advance with us, and he's just an amazing person. But yesterday he was helping us work on our opening night sequence.
Cool.
Because it's a big experience for him, because he just loves movies.
Yeah.
So the Backlot Tour is a big thing for us, and then we have acting classes. A guy named Jonathan Pope Evans from Chapman University comes in here, and he does a class on how to better your acting. Tommy DiNucci from Woodhaven Productions, they have a film actually in the festival. They did Bleed for this last year.
Yes, yeah.
And Tommy's become a good friend. He does a whole thing on budgeting your film and shooting in Rhode Island with Stephen Feinberg. Then we have a number of other things from health issues. We've got a guy, the film is called Stumped, and this guy actually lost his arms and his legs because of bacteria. And he is a recipient of hand transplants, arm transplants that work and function.
What?
So not a prosthetic.
What?
It's actually real. Yeah, so he'll
That's
be
crazy.
here. He'll be here. It'll be at RISD.
Amazing.
And we'll have a reception with that. But we've got a lot of medical authorities coming in
Sure.
to talk with that.
That was a
about-
documentary that
It's
they
a
made about
documentary,
that?
yeah, yeah,
Wow,
and it's
very
a
cool.
great film. And then we have a lot of veterans films this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be working with Tim Gray, who just did the one with Bill Belichick.
Oh,
D-Day. So we're
yes.
playing that for folks again, but it'll be a free event for all veterans.
Oh,
So
that
we'll have a
sounds
slew
great.
of veterans things for the community. We try really hard to get as many people to discover our work as possible, and we are actually literally spread out across the state. So we're working with the Odeon Theater,
Right.
and we've had a really good partnership with them over the years as they've gone into restoration. Where we were doing stuff in Woonsocket, which is where we actually started with this thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And then in Providence, we'll be at Moses Brown School in their new Woodman Family Center, which is gorgeous. And then we work with Pam Kemmel of the RISD Museum at Metcalf Auditorium. Just nice, nice folks.
That is amazing. And yeah, so some things for people to know who want to go check this out. Obviously, there's so much to see, so much to do. You can find this information on the website.
Mm-hmm.
It's rifilmfest.org.
Mm-hmm.
And the event is from August 8th through the 13th. Like you said, it is happening in multiple locations: Providence, Warwick, Newport, Bristol, Woonsocket.
Yeah. We're all over.
All over.
It's a true statewide event. I mean,
Which is fantastic
what we're
for our
doing,
little state.
what we're doing in Newport actually is we're working with a woman named Colleen McGrath, who I've known since I was in high school, and that's a typical Rhode Island thing. You know,
Yes,
it's like you know
absolutely.
these people going way back. And Colleen runs a thing in Ballard Park called Movies on the Rock.
Mm-hmm.
So they have mainstream films, and we provide them with short films. So Colleen and I have been working for a number of years. So every time when you go to the event, which is, you bring your blanket and you sit out and
Mm-hmm.
watch this stuff, you'll see our shorts in advance, and Colleen is actually an adjudicator. We've given her a batch of films, and she just tells us what she wants. Now, the films will also be playing up here in Providence, but it'll be part of the package down there for people to be
Amazing.
introduced to what we do. Yeah.
So incredible, and you should definitely go check this out. You know, it is here in Rhode Island, but it is an international film festival. You're
Very
going to be
much.
seeing work from across the world, and it sounds really amazing. Tickets, $10.
$10. We've never raised the rate.
$10.
And anything in a library, and we'll be using Providence Public Library, and we'll be using Warwick Library. Those are free events.
Amazing.
Because we don't want to get into the business of charging for those, and we want to encourage people to go to the library and support their local libraries. I should mention one big thing, which I probably did not tell you.
That's
And
okay.
we're giving our Lifetime Achievement Award this year. And for those that are film aficionados, the Lifetime Achievement Award winner is a fellow named Douglas Trumbull. And if you don't know Douglas Trumbull, I challenge you to look for 2001: A Space Odyssey, Silent Running, which was a small film with Bruce Dern, and Blade Runner. He was the one that created all those special effects which we take for granted today.
Wow.
So he'll be coming here during the festival on Thursday at our film forum, and he'll be discussing his Lifetime Achievement of Work.
That's amazing. This sounds incredible. Everyone, you should really go check it out. rifilmfest.org. You can get all the information. Again, it's August 8th through the 13th. Tickets are $10, and it is an incredible event. George, thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for
much.
being
Really
here today.
appreciate it. Thanks for having
So
me.
excited about this event.